Hello everybody, welcome back. Today, in my 10th day of the Father's Bet, I'll be talking about more 3D printing. Especially since I'm trying to make this work. Oh boy, I didn't even got it right until now. Uh, I printed this meanwhile in the Gears video you could see. Definitely better than what came before, but that doesn't mean it's good enough. So, you can see my cats. Um, For those who doesn't know, the father's bet is a bet I had with my father. His name implies. No, stop it, Sherry. Stop it. As you can see, it's pretty lighthearted. I won't edit anything of this. Um, it just really is me talking a bit about anything. But I need to do this in four languages: in English, in Portuguese, in Spanish, and the most interesting, really, um, Russian. So yeah, definitely kind of different. But now I have something different. Actually, I think the first time in the bet, where I'm gonna continue, quote unquote, I'm gonna talk about more 3D printing again. The last video I got some provenance, but also I didn't. I mean, look at the level of detail these gears have. You know? I think they're really beautiful. Uh, doesn't have really nothing better than they're really beautiful. They have these little blobs, but that's much it. And the most recent print, real print, I have been printing the cubes, the calibration cubes a lot, but it came out like this. I don't think the camera will focus. Oh, it did. Uh, but as you can see, it's not level. It's pretty weird. This also has already wrinkles, and it's like billions of blobs anywhere, and there's also a lot of streaming. So it has quite a few problems. But that's why I want to talk about pre-paging today. I'm gonna be talking about more cool projects, especially specifically three, that I think I will definitely print um, will print in the future. And they are I'm kind of biased when I'm doing these videos because I'm doing about a topic the most I want about the coolest topic I'm studying today. So really, it's not exactly not it's very biased in this point, but I still think it's really cool. So let's get started with the first one. Is also all these projects linked in the description. The Toyota Ford cylinder engine 2020 RE, a completely working model. Kind of long title again. I'm biased because I study now a lot of uh, I'm studying a lot of engineering, and so making working a working model. And I don't know if this model specifically is like special or something, but I think the model itself is really beautiful, and not just beautiful, but the way it works. I think it's so cool the way it probably works. I didn't again none of these projects I began printing or I did print, but yeah, that's definitely one project I want to do. Want the full, the same working model and the same scale. It's quite a big project actually. It says on the thing details that um, it uses 0.2 layer height. The engine block took 40 hours to print. The head took 23. The valve cover 10 and the oil pan 14. So that's quite a lot of time hours, It's quite a hefty project. Uh, but still, this doesn't mean it's a bad project. No, not even close. It's a such interesting project, such interesting concept, really, that I think just by the novelty I would print, and I may even try to make something useful out of it, or quite useful. Like trying to play around with it. Definitely something I think it's really cool to do. Printing motors really, really think about mechanics. And this also leads me to the next point because yeah, it's really cool. You know what? Also, it's cool. But more specifically, you know what else is needed? A it's needed a transmission. So that's exactly the other point. It's to have a working transmission. And the same guy who made the engine, which is the Edited Pool, is also done the other project, which is a working 5-speed transmission model for the Toyota 23 engine. So, yeah, again, really cool how it plays with the gears. If I mean, the first project's really interesting because it's how it works with the power, which I think is electric motor. Okay, I think that this engine is not electric, but this one is. It's a fully rotating model, working crank, pistons, and valve train. That's what it says in the description. Uh, so it's really different. It's a really cool project. But I think myself about gears. I think more about gears and how they interact with each other. So the working transmission, we'll play with that. Actually, you can connect the two projects, so you could say this is one big ass project, but the rest is also very interesting because how it plays and how you can see the transmission working, how there's actually the I think the lever, I don't remember the name in English. I think it's the lever, so you can control, and it's really cool. I know a different project. I like to play a bit around with gears. I don't need much, but after I studied, my mother, I think she broke. It's not a film thing, but basically it's a machine that every 1 hour, 2 hours or so, it spits a bit of. It's not perfume, but it's a really it's, great smelling substance. But something happened and it fell and it broke, and I put the gears back. So that's kind of what will happen with this working transmission. I want to make it, I want to know exactly how they interact with each other because I need to understand about gears. And I think a great option would be this. And now by now, actually, it works and you can really have at the end of all this project um, a anything really connected so it will spin, which is really fun actually. I think actually kind of spoilers for a future, but I think what I want to do is make like RC, remote control projects to be more realistic as possible. So I like tanks, like many kids do, and I want to do like a working tank, not shooting or anything, but with the working motor. Can be any adventure motor, but with a transmission, work transmission, so we can, everything. I may explain this in another video, but for now, I think the working speed transmission will definitely be one of the coolest projects I have in mind. And also, really, any other kind of project. That's the two I'm most interested about. But there's some real cool projects, more, let's say novelty projects, really. For example, insert gears and fingers, which is what I'm using actually. I'm using fingers to search all things. A lot of things you see really beautiful Nautilus gears, elliptical gears. Uh, but one thing that I really like is rollers. Yeah, I think rollers is the name. Uh, Let me see the right name actually. As you can see, the nature of these videos really are bearings. And I know bearings are in gears, but there's gear bearings. And I know this is by far the simplest part. Like, I think if you take a big one, it would take 5 hours maximum. And the transmission one took about, oh, apparently, yeah. But it's really big, okay? I didn't find on this. Again, I didn't. Sadly, I didn't made anything what I'm talking about. But I want to do the bearings. And why I didn't do the bearings until now, since it's so simple, because my 3D printer isn't working. And for making a roller, bearing, you need to have your 3D printer really calibrated so it won't fuse together. I actually made some attempts so I can show them. I made, I think, three. I threw one away, but the other is still here. And two still here. I made tried to make the big and the small one. They're quite hefty actually. They're kind of heavy. Um, but the problem is, as you can see, the top quite a few problems, but at the back it just fuses with the material, so we can't move this. And for the bearing to not move, quite complicated. I know it didn't focus, but yeah. So it fused really bad. But this one fused way worse. Again, you can see less problems at the top, but you can still see a lot of problems. But at the back, again, just fused altogether. So I can make this work. But why I think rollers are so interesting? Because they're really one great part of making 3D printing mechanics work. For example, I saw a really cool type of gear. I don't remember now, but it's kind of wobble gear. I think if you search wobble gear, you'll probably find something close to. But you need bearings, and it's kind of bad if you need to, you know, if I want to make a different project, I need to accommodate the needs of my projects around a bearing size, and I can't make my bearing line number one or my uh, wish. So if I have a really big project, or if I have a really big project and I need to have a big gear, I need to pay for the big gear, and I need to find the size of this big gear. So I need to model my project around the biggest gear I can find, bearing I could find, which is probably also expensive. 10 reals, that's too much for a bearing. So you could 3D print one. There are some really ingenious designs because the round ones won't work. Like the better 3D printer, 3D printable bearing is a really interesting one. Instead of being balls, they are like tiny rollers. You search in the Thingiverse, you know. Even if you can't print it, I think it's such a cool project by itself. Just to be wondered, like how it works. Really, it's a fantastic project. And I really think those artists, you know, those people who model this, they deserve really a lot of praise because it's such a cool project, so cool designs, such cool ideas. Sadly, it will take a long time to print them, but for happy 10 events, I can. So make the 3D printer work, make it not go wrong. And I may even show a video if I been able to, you know, uh, regulate until the 15-day marks. Then I probably still on this series show you around what I did print. But for now, I'll have finished projects and some big failures, and heavy actually. They're quite heavy. But that's it for today's episode. I hope you liked it, and if you did, go around and the other playlists on the rest of playlists and really think if you like these kind of videos, there actually be more. And also, again, it's in 4 languages. If you want to train your English or your Portuguese or Spanish or even Russian, you can try to do so in the playlist. Also, if you like this video, and comment down below what cool project you think you could print. Of course, again, I'm kind of biased. I'm looking for mechanical things, so I of course saying mechanical things will be the coolest thing you can print. But besides that, that's pretty much it for the project for today. Hope you like it, and see you again next time. Bye!